Welcome down to the Malted Man Cave. I'm your host, Keith.
And I'm Dave.
Tonight we're going to go to Isla.
Take me there.
Courtesy of Mike. All right, so we're back, and as I said, courtesy of Mike from Mike's Whiskey Reviews. Many people know we swap bottles back and forth, and it's nice when you have a good job and you're single, as is the case is Mike, because he can afford these $600, $800 bottles that I think our wives would leave us. My wife would if I came home and bought an $800 bottle,
honey,
like she'd go draw up papers that day.
Like, for a lot of people, that's a mortgage payment.
Seriously. He's a baller, but Mikey, thank you very much. So we're doing Ardbeg 20-something. Ardbeg 23 years old. So we've done quite a few Ardbegs down here. I can't remember.
We just did one a couple ago, right?
Yeah, we did Corey Vrecken. I guess I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So we didn't have enough to get notes because I got into this a little bit and I made the mistake of not getting notes for myself. And then I didn't have enough to give Dave any to get some notes off camera. So we're going in. He
did give me...
I did get him some Colonel E.H. Taylor, small batch.
It's warming my belly right now.
Yeah, I hooked you up with one of the old bottles and poured a bunch in.
Oh.
That's like, is that, I mean, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof, that,
it's
what
like,
else would be up? Like the best whiskeys that you think
Look at this super mooch thing that Keith got for me. Gave me the new little can for it.
Yeah, caveat, we actually were kind of doing the whole... noob mooch before the Whiskey Vault. They just happened to do it a lot better than us. We were the originals. They got a media company backing them. But we digress.
We have our own beautiful blonde here.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. A fat blonde. Maybe 10 years ago.
There's beauty in the eye of the beholder.
All right.
I know what lies beneath.
So Ardbeg,
good bone structure.
Ardbeg, as many people know, has kind of gone. It's gone on rough times. I mean, many other distilleries, Scotch, have closed and shut. Open and closed, open and closed. I said closed and shut.
When that happens,
it's definitely 10:30 at night on a work day.
When a distillery closes down, do they sell everything off? Do they just mothball it?
It all just depends. Sometimes they just shut it down and they immediately sell it. Sometimes they may not have a cellar, so they just stop production and they mothball it, and they keep, hoping that either demand will come back up and they can start production again, it'll be profitable, or, they'll keep it and then they can sell it. So
it's a real thing where, hey, we're going to hold this stuff that's already it's already being aged.
Mm-hmm. That's part of the, the value to a buyer, like, okay, we get the aged stocks.
Nice. Okay,
and I got the stills and the location.
So it's
that's part of the deal, obviously.
I gotcha.
So that's why they lay them down and they,
Yeah. Nice.
We need to go raid a mothball distillery. I wish I could have raided Glendronach when they were mothballed. Speaking of, I got a Glendronach 19 single cask Pedro Jimenez. You'll hate it because it's like the most cherry bomb ever.
Ooh, tell me about that.
But anyways, sweet
red wine vinegar.
Ardbeg, I believe in 1981 they kind of closed down. Did they close down? Yes, they closed down, and they were owned by Hiram Walker during that time. And then I think in 1989 they started to open up again. Just a very, very small production, like they barely were producing anything. And during that time, this barrel, whatever, was laid down. So I think from 1989 to 1996, it was like, very, very small production. And then in 1997, Glenmorangie bought them. And then eventually I think it was bought out by Louis Vuitton Moët Hennessy. Which obviously owns now Glenmorangie, Ardbeg, and a few other things.
Everything.
Yeah, actually, Louis Vuitton Moët Hennessy owns a lot of stuff. But anyways, this comes in at 46.3% ABV. It is non-chill filtered, natural color, and it is matured in bourbon and sherry cask. I believe it's finished in sherry, so mostly bourbon, and then maybe just finished, a little toe in the water for a year or two or 6 months at the end. I was frantically trying to text Mike because I think he knows.
Sometimes the toe is too much.
So
but
if we
we'll
can
see.
get the full information on the percentages and the time of the cask, we'll put it right there. Anything else I want to say about this whiskey?
I don't think so.
It was bottled in 2017, aged 23 years. So, it was, like I said, it was around that time between 1989 and 1996 when it was a very small production. On the back, it says, Ardbeg 20-something, a rare opportunity to revisit Ardbeg from 23 years ago and experience an exceptional example of immense character. A rare and beautiful dram bursting with vanilla cream. Here's your notes,
Oh,
Dave.
yeah.
Rich chocolate, wood smoke, and a hint of spice. This superb bottling
That's
is
exactly what I got.
only a handful of casks laid down during the precarious years when the distillery's future hung in the balance.
Balance.
All right.
Man. This was aged 23 years?
Yep.
Oh, isn't this a little old for you, Keith?
Yeah, dude, we got plenty.
Notice he has taken the rights of
You don't
pour
get to pour anywhere after the Springbank 12 cask strength debacle.
after I gave myself a little. Oh. You know it's a good one
Oh my.
when he takes her down.
All right.
Mmm.
On to the nose. What do you get, buddy?
What did that back of that label say?
Vanilla cream,
I think
rich chocolate, wood smoke, and a hint of spice. Definitely getting the spice.
Yes, definitely the spice. So I mean, forever ago. It feels like forever ago. I will have to look it up, but one of my notes was that walking into the wardrobe in Narnia, because not only does it have like leather and
Mahogany.
some mahogany and some maybe a little bit of smoke and some dampness and some grime, but then also it's like you're going past the coats and you're getting into the
pine.
forest.
The
Yes.
pine.
Yeah.
That actually is true.
Yeah,
It
it's
is a little
very
piney.
piney. I was gonna say pine sol, but it's not.
That's
it's,
citrus. What is that, like citrusy, pine solly?
yeah. It's a
Lemon zest
because
citrus pine.
because it's like a pine
Pledge.
forest
Pledge, too.
Oh yeah, pledge. There we go. I would say it's like a pine forest, but then it reminds me of like some like a juicy fruit gum, like a tropical fruity artificially taste to it.
Yep.
How about you, man?
Same. The citronella, lemon pledge, pine, mahogany. A little bit of like
Go deep into that.
after it's in there for a while, you get a little bit of like marshmallowy vanilla with the slightest hint of chocolate.
Yeah.
It is vaguely. I did not think it was gonna. There is a little.
It's like
chocolatey.
chocolate dust.
It's like, but mostly marshmallow with like a slightest bit of chocolate.
Not
Like you had a s'more without the graham crackers
Yeah.
and like a huge marshmallow and this tiny little bit of like Hershey chocolate. Like
yeah,
barely.
I'm with you on that. I'll ride that train.
Seashells. I don't say that very often. A lot of people say that with Isla a lot, but I truly do smell seashells. It reminds me
Crushed seashells.
of my old Coast Guard
Back
days.
when he used to eat them.
Little linen. Maybe apples and pears. More, yes, the lemon really takes over. That citrus lemon.
Would you say it's a fresh pear or maybe a pear in the hot sun?
Definitely a pear in the hot sun.
Me too, man. Possibly
How would you describe the smoke? The peat.
a damp smoke. I don't know.
It's not very strong.
No.
Obviously, many people know.
It's like I'm gonna say it smells kind of like a book, like Keith and I were having a book fire, burning a bunch of because it kind of has like an old book smell to it.
Yeah, dank,
Like a dampness to
a
it.
dank, dark, damp,
Yeah, not that we
wood
burn
burning,
books.
book burning.
Not that we hide information from people. Google.
We got enough of that going on.
Oh no, I'm starting up the beast.
Yeah, don't do it.
No, I'm not. All right.
We've already lost enough.
So anyways, that smoke that but it's the only way I can say is like a dampness to it, like a fire, a pine forest fire that has been put out by rain.
Yep. Almost like chili flakes too. Like the most
That's the
mild,
spiciness.
barely there. It's like literally like one or two little the smallest chili flakes like in there.
With that chocolate.
Marshmallow and chocolate is really popping out after some time in the glass. That marshmallow, vanilla, citrus. What about the palate, bud?
Let me.
It's super salty. Do you think it's salty? I definitely get it on the palate. It
Yeah,
is
you
a
can
briny,
definitely taste it.
a briny affair. In,
Yeah,
in,
that-
in the best way.
Takes you
In the best way.
under the sea.
You sound like Kermit the Frog.
No, I can't. It's right.
Kermit the Frog meets
Meet Sebastian.
Little Mermaid.
Meet Sebastian.
Under the sea. Down where it's better.
Kermit the Frog.
No. Take it from me.
On the palate.
So on the palate, so the vanilla notes, those bourbon notes are there, some oakiness, definitely some salt. So it's like a pine forest put out with salt water. A pine forest fire put out with salt water is how I would put it. And that brininess, the seashells, just tastes like you get to the ocean for the first time in a long time and you jump into the ocean and just the taste of the seawater and the everything.
This is encroaching on Talisker territory. It's that salty and briny. Did you do the Ardbeg 21 with me?
Yeah.
We did that together.
Yeah.
This is a lot better than the Ardbeg 21. And I love the Ardbeg 21. I would never pay the price for it, but I really enjoyed it. This is better. This is a lot better. All right, so for me,
The pine is definitely still there, and the chili, what he was saying, that peppery, like fresh pepper,
chili flakes, briny salt, almost it doesn't taste like chloroseptic, but it almost feels like, the feeling after you've had chloroseptic spray. But followed by marshmallowy, vanilla, the mildest of chocolate.
Burnt marshmallow is how I would put it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you like when you have s'mores, do you like to kind of get them a little toasty?
So I like
them
both. I like both worlds, man.
Same too.
Yeah.
Same for me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like a burnt, sometimes I don't.
Sometimes I take up my time on it, but if I want it fast, that baby's getting deep in the fire.
I don't care. All right, so a little bit of linen.
Yeah,
Again,
it does remind me of like a clothing store.
The lemon, maybe even a slight. It's not strong at all. Like it's not really that sour, but lemon lime a little bit without the sour.
I was
without
say
the
a
intensity.
warhead, a little bit of like the end of a warhead, one of those lemon sour things.
Pine is there, but for me, not super strong on the palate, but it's definitely presence is known. Oh man, this is an excellent whiskey. Like you said, pepper, slightest bit of chili flakes. This is a perfect, like it's subtle, but it is also full of flavor.
That antiseptic,
Subtle,
it's
full
very
of flavor.
coating. It's like a mouth lozenge. Like I would drink this if I had a sore throat.
So as we were saying before, we kind of went on a rant. Both of us.
Most
Most people know that the peat kind of goes away in intensity as it gets, kind of gets aged out.
Yeah.
So it is subtle, but it's in there a decent amount. It's definitely more subtle than an Ardbeg 10 or, an Ugadal or Corey Vrecken, but it's still in there.
Yeah.
But subtle and intense all at the same time.
I think it's nice that a peated whiskey can kind of let everything else kind of show out a little bit.
I think this might be the best Ardbeg I've ever had.
Boom!
And I did really like the Ardbeg Dark Cove committee release.
I remember that one.
that?
Yeah.
Well, that was a chocolatey peat bomb. Anything else? Tar. I'm trying. Is there any tar in here?
Maybe.
Yeah. Fresh laid blacktop.
Blacktop.
Tar.
Blacktop.
Maybe even a little. I was gonna say diesel fuel, but that's mostly with Springbank. It's more blacktop tar, kind of
Yeah. Little oily smell.
toasted oak. Good stuff.
Yeah.
What about the finish?
So, Probably one of the smoothest drams I've had in a long time. And
It sticks around though.
I
Then
feel
it pops
I feel
with that peppery chili flakes,
so
chloroseptic.
my kids
taste.
have this stuff that it's like if you put a little bit, if you just droop a little bit off the table, it'll slowly pull the rest of it off. It's like a viscous liquid, but it's like Play-Doh. This just feels like it just kind of have you ever seen the movie The Abyss?
I love it.
That little water monster. That's what it feels like with this on your tongue.
You know, I just got a vision of Pirates of the Caribbean where the Kraken comes in, where it looks like a female reproductive organ with teeth clawing at them.
This is like an envelope of vanilla and all of those wonderful. The pepper is
And
still
sea
there,
beast.
and
That looks like a female reproductive organ.
and salt on the. It kind of reminds me of eating some salty chips. That feeling in your mouth afterwards, kind of that dryness. But the burnt marshmallows are there for me, and the pine is still with it at the end. But most of all, it's that sweetness and the pepper. I think it's got some heat at the end, and it's fairly long.
So for me, it starts out like this smooth, like salty vanilla marshmallow, slight chocolate, and then all of a sudden it pops, lights on fire into pepper, chili flakes, a little citrus like lemon, and then it just chloroseptic. And not, I know it sounds like maybe bad, and it doesn't taste like chloroseptic, but that like intense. You know what I'm saying? How like chloroseptic spray like just stays.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And I mean this, it's in a good way. So it's like super smooth and sweet. And then it pops with like this pepper and chili flakes and black tar.
Yours is so violent. Mine is like a thing that just
Oozes it.
oozes.
It does.
Yours
it
yours
oozes.
is
It oozes out, and then on the finish, and that's when it like,
boom.
it takes like another direction. It's like, hello.
At the climax of the finish, pepper.
Yeah, lots of pepper.
Anyways,
Malted Man Cave Mark, what are you gonna give it?
hey, so I did like this one a lot. I always maybe snap my fingers when I'm thinking about what I like in it. It is up there. I'm gonna give it a 90 out of 100.
Yep. I'm getting a little juicy fruit, bubble gum. I know, but mixed with a ton of black tar, salt, brine,
It's
seashells,
fantastic. I wonder if this
chili
is,
flakes.
is this how a lot of those heavy peat ones would kind of end up, or is this just all planned?
What do you mean?
Like if you take a heavy peat monster and you age it 23 years, what is going to come out?
I mean, like no one really. I mean, you have an idea as a distiller.
I gotcha.
Like, all right, these are really good first fill bourbon casks, and these are like medium sherry cask, and the ppm levels at this. You have an idea of where it's going to go, but there's always random chance.
Okay.
But yeah, a lot of times, you know, if it's
Yeah.
in good cask and you
Yeah.
age it for 23 years, you know that ppm level is going to go down a little bit, and the intensity. Yeah, I mean, you kind of have an idea.
We should start getting our own casks.
I would love to.
And like
Do you know how much-
aging
do you know
our
how much-
own.
A cask costs. If you like took a brand new cask, you know, like a good bourbon cask, and just showed up to like Ardbeg, like, please fill this up so we can
We can age this.
thousands and thousands
And when
and
we're,
thousands of dollars.
when we're like 60, open it up.
Oh gosh,
Oh my gosh.
that'd be pretty cool. We should do it.
Send us one.
The Malted Man Cave cast. Let us know who wants to go and have these with us.
Yeah.
So for me, it's a 91 out of 100.
Nice. It's a quality dram.
Yes. Thank you very much, Mike. Appreciate you sharing.
Thank you, Mike.
So also just want to give a quick shout out to our newest Patreon, Alex Julian. Awesome guy. Really appreciate your support, buddy.
Thanks, Alex.
We're friends on Instagram. He's a really good guy. So really appreciate your support, buddy.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say? Question of the night?
Yeah, real quick. Best 3D movie you have seen in your lifetime?
Man. Man, the first one that really pops out in my mind, it's got to be Avatar.
Dude, that was amazing.
Like, that was like an experience. The first
It was
time we
like-
went, like all the colors, and it's a pretty decent movie too. Like I
Yeah.
enjoyed
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
fun movie. Pretty cool.
Kind of felt like a roller coaster the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Avatar for me, I'd
Yeah,
say.
that's a good one. The first one I thought about was I went and saw My Bloody Valentine.
I don't think I've ever
It was
seen
like
it.
a horror movie back
In 3D?
Yeah, in
What was that
3D.
like?
Dude, like
Horrifying?
axes coming through the air and you're like,
It was good? I
best.
don't really get into scary movies that much. I just never have.
So I'm a total sci-fi like lover, and Tron Legacy. the new Tron.
That was pretty crazy.
Oh man, the
Didn't we
soundtrack.
see that together?
Freaking-
I think we went and saw
We
it.
did, and then I went and saw it in 3D.
Ah.
Did we see it in 3D?
I
together?
think we saw it in 3D.
Okay. So in the soundtrack for it was done by Daft Punk, and I just remember like I was sitting and I was like, I think this is what drugs feel like.
This is what shrooms is like.
Yeah, I'm taking a journey. So for me, Tron Legacy.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, guys, thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit the notifications bell, and remember, Scotch is definitely king, especially when it's Ardbeg 2030.
Especially when it's Ardbeg 23. But bourbon is best